The 50-30-20 rule is financial poison disguised as wisdom. This so-called golden rule of budgeting is destroying middle-class families across America. Here's the brutal truth nobody wants to admit about this outdated formula. The 50-30-20 rule assumes your rent costs $30,000 per year. But in 2024, the average rent in most major cities is $45,000 plus. This rule was created when gas cost $2.50 per gallon. When groceries cost 40% less than they do today, the rule completely ignores the modern subscription economy that's bleeding your account dry. Netflix, Spotify, gym memberships, cloud storage, meal delivery services. None of these existed when this antiquated rule was invented. Healthcare costs have exploded beyond what this formula ever anticipated. Insurance premiums, copays, deductibles, they're crushing your budget. Following this rule in 2024 is like using a flip phone in the smartphone era. It's time to expose why this rule fails and what actually works today. If you're finding value in this, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Let me show you exactly why the 50-30-20 rule is financial suicide for most Americans. Take Sarah, earning $45,000 a year. Sounds decent, right? After taxes, Social Security, and health insurance, she's taking home $28,800. That's $2,400 per month. Not what she expected. The 50-30-20 rule says 50% for needs. That's $1,200. But here's the shocking reality about housing costs in 2024. The average one-bedroom apartment now costs $1,400 nationwide. That's already $200 over her entire needs budget. Before groceries, utilities, or transportation. Add groceries at $300, utilities at $150, and basic transportation. Sarah's needs now consume $2,100. That's 87% of her income. The 20% savings rule demands $480 monthly. But Sarah only has $300 left after basic survival. Zero money for entertainment, dining out, or unexpected expenses. This is why the 50-30-20 rule creates financial misery, not financial freedom. But here's what the 50-30-20 rule completely ignores: the silent budget killers lurking in your financial shadow. Subscription creep is absolutely destroying American households. And most people have no idea how deep this rabbit hole goes. The average American household is bleeding $273 every single month to subscriptions alone. Netflix, Spotify, Amazon Prime. That's just the beginning. Then comes the gym membership you never use, the meal kit delivery you forgot about, 3 different streaming services, software you signed up for once. But subscriptions are just the tip of the iceberg. Healthcare costs have exploded beyond recognition. Deductibles, copays, out-of-network charges. The 50-30-20 rule assumes healthcare costs from 20 years ago. A single emergency room visit can obliterate months of careful budgeting. One specialist appointment changes everything, and then there's transportation. Everyone focuses on the car payment, but that's maybe half the real cost. Insurance premiums climbing every year, maintenance that can't wait, gas prices that swing like a pendulum, parking fees in the city, tolls for your commute, registration and inspection costs that hit annually. Your car payment might be $300, but your real transportation cost? Try $750. The 50-30-20 rule doesn't account for any of this. It's budgeting in a fantasy world. These hidden categories are exactly why traditional budgeting advice fails so spectacularly in 2024. Building on what we just uncovered about hidden expenses, it's time to introduce the formula that actually works in 2024. Forget 50-30-20. The new reality demands 65-25-10. 65% goes to true necessities, not the fantasy necessities of 2008. This covers your inflated rent, your actual grocery bill, and those transportation costs that keep climbing. When rent alone eats 40% of your income, 65% for all necessities becomes survival math. 25% goes to quality of life expenses. This isn't frivolous spending. This covers your mental health, your social connections, and the experiences that keep you functioning. That gym membership isn't luxury. That dinner with friends isn't wasteful. They're investments in your well-being. 10% for savings and debt payoff. Yes, it's lower than traditional advice, but 10% you actually save beats 20% you never achieve. This formula acknowledges the reality of 2024 inflation without abandoning your future entirely. It's about building sustainable habits instead of setting yourself up for failure. The 65-25-10 split gives you breathing room while still building wealth. But here's where it gets interesting. This formula changes based on your income level. Building on what we covered, here's where the rubber meets the road. Income-specific allocation strategies that actually work in 2024. Let's start with a $40,000 earner. This is survival mode with strategic planning. Housing eats 70% of your income. Room sharing isn't just smart, it's essential for financial survival. Bulk buying becomes your secret weapon. Rice, beans, frozen vegetables. Buy once, eat for weeks. Transportation. Public transit or reliable used car under $5,000. No exceptions at this income level. The $50,000 earner template changes everything. You can finally breathe. Housing drops to 60%. You might even afford your own one-bedroom apartment. Modest lifestyle upgrades become possible. Name brand groceries. Occasional dining out. Small luxuries matter. Emergency fund building accelerates. 3 months of expenses becomes achievable within 18 months. The $60,000 earner represents the turning point. Traditional ratios finally start making sense. Housing stabilizes at 55%. You're transitioning toward that mythical 50-30-20 split. Retirement contributions become meaningful. That 401k match isn't just wishful thinking anymore. Quality of life improvements compound. Better car, better neighborhood, better financial foundation. These aren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. These are real strategies for real incomes in 2024. Next, I'll show you exactly how to implement these strategies with a foolproof 90-day plan. Here's your exact 90-day roadmap to escape the 50-30-20 trap forever. Month 1 is pure intelligence gathering. Track every single expense in the new categories we covered. Don't change anything yet. Just observe where your money actually goes versus where you think it goes. The hidden categories will shock you. Maintenance costs, subscription creep, inflation adjustments. Week 4 of Month 1. Calculate your real ratios. Not the fantasy 50-30-20. Month 2 begins the transformation. Shift your ratios gradually to avoid financial shock. Start with a 5% adjustment. Move needs from 70 down to 65%. Redirect that 5% into your emergency fund. Build your safety net first. Week 6. Audit your subscriptions ruthlessly. Cancel anything you haven't used in 30 days. Month 3 locks in your new system. Your ratios should match your actual income bracket. Download our free template with automatic calculations. No more manual budget math errors. The template includes monthly review prompts. Your budget evolves as your life changes. Set calendar reminders for the 15th of each month. Non-negotiable budget check-ins. Your financial future starts right now. Not tomorrow, not Monday, today. If this opened your eyes, smash that like button and subscribe for more.